They say good fences make good neighbors, but sometimes even a fence won't save you from what's lurking next door. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're digging into one of the pettiest, most pointless murders in recent California history. A man who literally saved children's lives gunned down in his own yard over shrubbery. Yep, today, we're talking about the murder of John Charles Upton Jr. Let's set the scene. John Upton wasn't your average bloke. This guy was a respected, Emmy award-winning documentary filmmaker. In the early 90s, he made international headlines when he traveled to Romania, documenting the brutal conditions inside their state-run orphanages. Now, if you're too young to remember, Romania in the early 90s was chaos after the fall of communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu. Orphanages were overcrowded, neglected, and horrifying. Kids left in metal cribs, malnourished, many with disabilities, wasting away in filth. John saw that horror, and instead of just filming it, he did something about it. He personally helped bring 12 Romanian orphans to the United States, found them homes, got them medical care, literally changed and saved lives. A good man. But back home in Encinitas, California, John Upton had a problem, and that problem lived right next door. This dude, Michael Vilken. Now, Vilken wasn't some criminal mastermind or unhinged psycho. Nope. He was a middle-aged property owner with a bit of land and a history of disputes with Upton over property lines, trees, and shrubs. See, Upton was particular about how the shared greenery around their properties was handled. Vilken, apparently, liked trimming trees, bushes, and basically treating the area like his personal forest preserve. They butted heads over it for years. Local cops even had it on record. These two didn't get along. Fast forward to the morning of March 28, 2013. It's about 9 a.m. Vilken is out there with his clippers, cutting down shrubs near the property line. Again. Upton walks out of his house, and the argument kicks off. Only this time, Vilken's not just holding clippers. According to Vilken, Upton came at him, aggressive, shouting. Vilken pulls out a .44 Magnum revolver, Dirty Harry style, and fires. John Upton drops dead on his own property. A man who saved kids from literal death camps in Eastern Europe, murdered over a F* in Shrub. Vilken called 911 himself, claimed self-defense, told investigators he feared for his life, said Upton was threatening him. But here's the kicker, Upton wasn't armed. Witnesses later described Vilken as confrontational and obsessed with control over the shared land. At trial in 2015, Vilken's defense was basically, hey, I felt threatened. But the problem is, the evidence didn't back it up. No weapon on Upton, no evidence of an attack. The prosecution painted Vilken as a controlling, irritable neighbor who just lost it. They even brought in Upton's brother to testify about the years of petty disputes over tree trimming and property lines. It wasn't self-defense, it was murder. On March 26, 2015, after a short deliberation, the jury found Michael Vilken guilty of first-degree murder. The judge didn't hold back, sentencing him to 64 years to life. John Upton Jr. was 56 years old when he was killed, a humanitarian, a filmmaker, a brother, a friend, gone, over a neighborhood squabble. And Vilken, well, he'll probably die behind bars. His legacy? A footnote in one of the pettiest murders California's ever seen. So, what's the takeaway here? Don't underestimate petty grudges. The guy arguing about your wheelie bin placement might have a .44 Magnum in his shed. If you've had a nightmare neighbor, drop your story in the comments. I want to hear it. And as always, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and stay tuned for more real-life horror stories, right here on Bulldozer Williams. I've been Rhys, and remember, legends. It's always the quiet ones next door you've got to watch.